Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo. In today's video, we're going to go beyond the beach and talk about designing timeless seashell jewelry. I'm going to show you how I took a lot of my seashells, which are souvenir finds, and put them into pieces of jewelry that I wear all the time and all year round. And I wear them for all different occasions, whether it's from just a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, all the way to office or formal wear. So this first thing I'm going to show you is just a simple dress. And I've worn this to church. I've worn it to dinner. It's just a nice little casual dress. And the jewelry that I made, I didn't necessarily make it to go with this, but it goes really, really nicely. I just took a seashell that I found on the beach. The hole was already there. I put a jump ring in there, and I just took some, let's see, what do I have here? I think they're not Alexandrites, sorry. They're Amazonite. I knew it would come to me. And some halite in there with the little crystals and bead caps. And I do believe I have a video on making this piece. I also made some earrings to match. And this makes a really nice, simple set to wear with a simple dress. Okay, so that is one example of kind of dressy casual, I would say. But the next one is going to be dressy. This next piece is a really fun piece that I would wear as a formal wear. I think it's a little too upscale to wear to church, although you could, But it's just a simple black dress with this overlay with lots of sparkles and fringe. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think I got this to wear at a dance. It was Gatsby was the theme, okay? And I made these earrings. They're not from things from the sea, but look how perfect they go with this top. So those were the earrings, and I do have a video on how I made those. I'll try to find those videos and put links up here somewhere showing how I made them. But anyway, I made this long necklace with a seashell that I found on the beach. It already had a hole in it. I just wired it up and added all these faceted beads and some glass pearls. And look how nice that looks. Now, before I show you the next dress, I just want to say this also. You can wear these pieces all year long. They can take you not just through the summer or the spring, but into the fall and winter also. In fact, this last piece I showed you would look really good. Let's go back to this dress. I can take this off. So we have a plain, simple black dress. And you can wear this necklace with it. Look how nice that would look. And then maybe you can get a pair of pearl earrings or a pair of, like I have some black chandelier earrings that would go really nice, or you could pull out the blue. But this would make a really nice winter piece. So seashells aren't only just for the summer. So the next dress I want to show you is a fall dress. Look at these beautiful fall colors. The butterfly wings on there. I love this dress. And I like to wear this necklace with it. I found this on the beach. Isn't that cool? Of course, it had a hole in it, so I just took a piece of wire and wired it up and added all these brown beads with some cream crystals. And it goes really nice. And I know when I have it on, it fits perfectly in the V line here. And then the earrings that I could wear are these shell earrings. Again, I found them on the beach. They already had holes in them. I just added a jump ring. In fact, I added 2 jump rings so they would lay right. If I just had 1 jump ring, it would lay to the side like this. You want it to lay like this. So I had to add 2 jump rings, but it goes really nicely with this. But, you know, again, you could have maybe just if you have some blue earrings or some other brown earrings. You don't have to wear seashells. You don't have to be, you know, too matchy-matchy if you don't like that. But here we go. We're in the fall and we're wearing seashells. So I was in the middle of editing this and I noticed, I forgot I have 2 different fingernail polish on. I just want to let you know I am actually doing a video on fingernail polish, and that's why. So stay tuned for that video. Sorry if that bothers you. So now we're going to skip to summer. If we think of seashells, we think of summer wear. And so it's pretty easy. But let me just show you this. So I have this really pretty pink simple dress, and I have this necklace that I made actually from a shell fragment, just a fragment of a seashell. I love the colors of it, and I took some pink wire, wrapped it up, added a little polymer clay bead, and then I crocheted some beads to match the shell. And I love this with this dress. Look at that, very simple. And I would probably wear just, I actually have some gray pearls that would look really good with this. It'd be nice and simple and fun for the summer. Now, a lot of times I actually love to make jewelry for different holidays. And this next piece I'm going to show you is a top that I like to wear during patriotic holidays. And I just wear them with a pair of jean capris. But I have this top. It's got a scoop neck. And I made this earrings and necklace set. So all I did was I took a seashell. Again, I already had a hole in it. And I wired this little stick with blue and red beads. Of course, the shell is white, so we have red, white, and blue here. And I can take it on and off an existing chain that I already have. And this chain's a little long, but let me show you what I do. You know, I could take I do have this necklace here. A lot of times I'll wear it with this, but I'm wearing it right now and I don't want to take it off because I'm going to talk about what I got on here just a little bit. But you could wear it like this, where this is long, and then you could stack your stuff. I have these red, white, and blue pearls. And so you have a little patriotic jewelry set here. And then I made these earrings just like the pendant. Just took some wire, wired up some beads, went through the hole, and you have these fun little patriotic seashell earrings. And you know, you could do this for Christmas too. If you have a Christmas shirt you'd like to wear, instead of blue and red beads, you could do green and red beads, and you have a little Christmas outfit. You could either wear it like this, or if it turns, which this one does turn, but it's meant to do that. So the last thing I want to show you is something that I'm already wearing, and I do have seashells, but I also have something else that I found on the beach. Now, I do most of my beach combing in the Cocoa Beach, Florida area, and there's very little sea glass. I grew up there, and I never ever found any sea glass until just recently. And it was quite interesting how that happened. So, true story. My friend and I were walking up and down the beach looking for seashells. And she asked me if I'd ever found any sea glass. And I said, no, but that's on my bucket list. I wish so bad I could find some sea glass. And so I kind of, in a way, jokingly turned to the ocean and I said, please send me some sea glass. And it wasn't a minute later, we came across a piece of sea glass. And now this particular one, I would not put it into a any type of jewelry because it was pretty big. It was actually the top of a bottle, but it was really, really cool. And I was so excited. And then it wasn't a few minutes later, I found this. And I immediately turned to the ocean and thanked it. Thank you so much for sending me these two beautiful pieces, one of which I could actually put into a jewelry piece. And I do have a video on how I did this. And I have wrapped a lot of seashell fragments in the same fashion. In fact, I do have a playlist. If you just want to see all my seashell jewelry and the different ways I've wired them, you can just go and click on that playlist. But see how nicely it stacks with other pieces. This piece right here was given to me by one of my sisters. It's a moon and stars. Our dad passed away several years ago. He was a NASA engineer, and we wear moons a lot just in his honor. And it pairs really nicely with this, and I think it looks really good with this shirt because we have blues and browns. But then the other thing that I have on, so I found these seashells when we were in the Bahamas, and they do not have holes in them. But what I did is I took a bead and a head pin, and I wired the bead onto the head pin, and then I took some E6000 glue and glued it inside the seashell and hung it on an ear wire, and it looks really good, especially with this outfit with the blue and the brown. And if it turns, you see the little bead. See how that turns? And when it turns one way, you can see the shell and all. But anyway, those are a few ideas about how you can turn your seashells that you find at the beach into wearable art all year long. I'd be curious what you think about wearing seashell jewelry all year long. Are you one of these people that strictly it's for the summer, or are you like me, you like to wear this stuff all year long? Let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know if you'd like to have some more videos like this, because I can do a lot more videos on how I style my jewelry for my dresses, and especially a lot of seashell and beach themed jewelry. I'd like to thank y'all for joining me, and you have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye-bye.